Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, JK, and I'm with my two mates, Mr. Dave.
Hey guys.
And Matthew.
Hey.
So, today we're going to be talking about Walking Dead Episode 4 of Season
7.
Yep, Season 7.
We'll start with the very first scene of Michonne and Rick, both laying in bed, but their backs are turned to each other.
What's going on there? Is there a strain in the relationship?
Yeah, what does this mean?
You know, did Michonne like powerful dudes and now Negan's neutered Rick?
I don't know. I think it's maybe their difference of opinion into how they handle Negan.
Let's be honest, it's a totally messed up situation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, your friend just got their brains mashed by a dude with a baseball bat and a leather jacket.
Who has completely no heart.
Yeah. So anyway, we open with that scene, Rick and Michonne in the bed, and Michonne goes downstairs, and what's she doing downstairs?
She's having a bit of a poke around, and she's certainly looking for something.
Was it just that one rifle that she pulled out of the fireplace?
Yeah, she stuck her hand up there, and out comes this sniper rifle.
Yeah, it looks pretty schmick as well. So then she goes to the field, and she goes onto the top of an abandoned car.
Yeah.
Looks like she's waiting for something to shoot.
Yeah, until a walker comes up, but she can't shoot it. She's really bad aim.
She somehow manages to get dinner for the Saviors by shooting a deer with a stray bullet.
Next we have Rosita and Spencer, and they're going out to... Was it they're grabbing supplies for the Saviors?
Yeah, I think they were just going to go out and scavenge.
Yeah.
Get absolutely whatever they could to offer to the Saviors as a, something of quality to them.
Something to offer up.
And they asked Eugene to come, but he was repairing a radio for them. And, But
that was his take of sourcing something, repairing a radio.
Yeah, Eugene's not going past the wall for a while.
Yeah, but then the Saviors arrive early before the week.
Bit of a surprise visit, actually, from Negan. Knock, knock, knock.
Well, he said he misses them.
Spencer walked up to the door and was very unfazed about Negan because he probably heard the story of what happened to Glenn and Abraham, but he doesn't understand the gravity of the situation.
Yeah, not being there. Yeah.
And not paying the proper respect to this guy because he's very dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely.
Yeah. And I was pretty sure that we were going to get another...
Like Lucille bashing?
Yeah, I was pretty
Lucille Love Fest?
Oh, little mess happens later in the episode.
So Spencer, man... Learn some respect, all right?
Well, he certainly does when Negan gives him a bit of a mouthful anyway.
So has Spencer been a brat for too long? You know, his mum, Denise, was the top
dog.
Yeah, the top dog. I didn't want to say top dog again, but...
Well, maybe I can.
He was the top dog, or the top family for a while, so... he doesn't understand the gravity of the situation. And he doesn't give any respect to Rick at all.
Not one bit.
So the Saviors come in, let themselves in, and man, that Negan, he just, with his vocabulary and with his use of language...
He's toned down vocabulary for the show, mind you.
Okay. But he's just, man, he's the master of destruction, right? He just tears Rick down sentence by sentence.
Absolutely. And not just that, he brings a whole crew to do the physical work. And a few surprises in that crew as well. We see Daryl.
We do. It's kind of hard to see Daryl like that.
Very much so.
What do you reckon, JK? How did you feel when you saw that?
Yeah, it was pretty intense. Daryl didn't say anything. He was just shivering the entire time, so...
Yeah, sort of wincing in the corner kind of thing.
Yeah, a pretty sad state to see him in.
I cannot disagree with you there.
Yeah, and the look on Rick's face... shows that.
Yeah. And then when Negan says, don't look at him and don't talk to him, or else we'll get you to cut something off of him.
That's it. He's just here for show, guys.
Yeah.
Show what I can do.
So, JK, do you think Rick is a broken man? And if so, why?
Yeah, good question. I think he is a broken man, but I mean, who wouldn't be after that? I mean, he almost cut off his own son's arm.
So you're saying he's still broken from the lineup in episode 1?
Yeah, we even sort of see it a bit when he gives the sniper rifle right at the end, and he's just like, we have to do this, because if we don't, they'll kill us. Like, he's living in fear, pretty much. So yeah, I think he still is a pretty broken man.
Okay,
He's not really fighting back. He's just got a few, smirks or whatever at him when he says, "What do you think?" in one of the scenes. Then Negan sort of teaches him a lesson. Not only that, it's Negan gave him Lucille, and he just walked around with it the entire time.
Lost.
But he was tempted at the end, almost.
No, he was, but he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I think
close.
I think they were teasing that he wanted to do it, but really, no, he's not going to do it.
What do you think, Matt? Do you think Rick is broken, or is he hiding the monster inside?
Yeah, I get a sense of Rick still trying to test his boundaries, especially within the walls. He could be doing a number of things, But on the surface, it appears that he's broken. I think he's trying to be calm and collected about what's happened as well. And you see a little bit of that when he rallies the whole village into a meeting about finding these guns that Negan is looking for in the episode.
So that's when that savior with the black and blonde hair, the female, comes out and says, "Hey, there's 2 guns missing from this inventory. Where are they?" And Negan arcs up and it's like, "Where are these guns?"
Yeah.
And he was going to blame Olivia.
Yep.
The stock keep lady.
Yep.
But they find it. And how good was his joke to Rick about, "Hey Rick, you've got a fat lady in charge of the food supplies. You might want to think that one over."
Yeah,
that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, pretty big burn, eh?
The biggest burn comes towards the end, but we might bring that up a little bit later. It's pretty sad what he says, actually.
Yeah. So they find those guns in Spencer's house. And it just goes back to what I was saying before, that Spencer's probably a bit of a brat.
He's talking to Rosita at the end of the episode and mentions that he's collected those weapons way back when he didn't trust Rick. So that's the brat in him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or the smart guy, either way. But
playing it safe
solidifies him being a brat because he's got the booze and he's got some canned food.
Going against the grain because it was his mother's decision to put Rick, somewhat in charge.
Any other reasons?
Totally with that comment at the end with Negan. Yeah.
The one where he goes, "I just put my wang down your mouth and you thanked me for it."
Yeah.
Rick's been broken.
That was it. That was like Negan's drop mic moment.
Hey, let's talk a bit about Dwight. How are we feeling about that guy? We saw him in episode 3. He's a bit of a hard ass, but you kind of understood his story a little bit more. But in this one, I felt like he was just a bad dude. No redeeming features.
Yeah, I think it's a cover. I think he's there with the saviors, with Negan in front of them, doing what he's asked to do. And, he doesn't want to come across somewhat different to Rick's crew.
Okay.
So he's got to make a big impression and, this would be the place to do it in. And he does just that anyway.
standards, eh?
Standards, that's right.
Standards. You're saying he's just doing what he's got to do to survive?
I think so, but he's reinforcing that in this episode. He's saying, I've got a job to do. Convey that with Rick's crew. I mean, they just think he's a douche.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty creepy towards Rosita. Took her hat, took her water bottle, took the guns, made her and Spencer go and get Daryl's bike.
Yeah.
Which was, I thought, a good ploy to break Daryl down further by Dwight riding off on his bike.
Yeah. He says something to Daryl in the end there too.
Yeah, he goes, "Just say the word and it's yours."
Yeah.
They're really headhunting Daryl to be a part of the crew.
Yeah. They're not going to kill him off. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Based on what you just said as well.
So, guys, what do you think about them going crazy over 2 guns? Like, what are they going to do with 2 guns? Like, come on.
Negan's just setting the rules, It's the first meeting.
I don't know. Maybe he's a bit paranoid.
Or he's just being smart.
He's reinforcing what he did before, plain black and white to him. You go against the grain, you pay for it.
Yeah, he's a total dictator. So if you recall back to episode 3, which we didn't cover because we had an off week, he runs a world where it's basically akin to North Korea or a communist country. Negan's at the top. Everyone works. There's an iron curtain around there. Super strict rules.
Dictatorship.
Total dictatorship. So he's just spreading that brand of dictatorship to Alexandria now.
Yeah.
But he's also being smart. Take the guns away.
Yeah. Take the guns first.
Thanks to Carl.
And then he makes Negan just before we go on, Negan does make a comment about the guns and the food as well to try and soften the blow.
Yeah.
And maybe even deflect some of his strategy. You know, he says, you know, I'm being Mr. Nice Guy here. I need you guys to get me things, so you need to be nourished.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
So
Yeah, but
I'm
then
not taking your food.
What do you think about the saviors? Beyond Negan, beyond the White, you know, what do you think is the group as a whole?
A mixed bunch.
I have no idea. Like, I think a lot of them are just hard asses like Negan.
I was watching them come into Alexandria, and they're dregs of society probably, but you know, when the crew in season 6 went to the satellite base for the saviors and they just murdered them in their sleep, I was kind of like, oh, they just murdered people in their sleep. Rick's group of murderers.
Yeah.
But after last night's episode, I was like, man, could you have killed some more of these dudes?
Yeah.
They totally deserved it.
Picking on Carl's, I don't know, girlfriend, if you want to put it
Yeah,
that way.
Enid, trying to being real creepy to Enid and everything.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
Yeah, and the bastards, they just took the mattresses, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michonne goes out again, and she sees that smoke in the distance or something, and she goes to the road. And
Towards the smoke.
yeah, towards the smoke. We find out that the saviors, all the mattresses they've taken, they've stacked it up in a pile, and they've burnt it.
Not the same message the Saviors have left as Midnight with their song Beds Are Burning, but
Brutal. Those guys,
total, yeah.
those guys are
brutality.
big assholes, huh?
Yeah. Just to get in their heads. Absolutely. That episode is a total reinforcement of that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. A lot of dialogue, good acting by Negan.
Yeah, a bit of drama between Alexandrians as well, you know?
Yeah. Any memorable moments, guys?
Yeah. I'd say Father Gabriel in that scene when he was talking to Rick.
Where he just creeped up on Negan and freaked him out?
Oh, yeah, that as well. Yeah.
And not only that, the save from him. How good was the grave thing?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Father Gabriel is going to really pay off this season.
Yeah, and he actually saved them twice, like that. Well, not saved them twice, but he said that those guns will turn up somehow. Like he knew, you know?
Yeah.
He has faith.
Yeah, he had faith, you know. Maybe that was a bigger message. Like, Rick, it's hard at the moment, but have faith.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon Rick is going to really rub his hands when he meets Ezekiel and finds out they're in the same predicament. He's going like, we've got numbers now. God.
And a tiger.
And a tiger.
If that is to come together, I think they will really attack the Saviors. Well, a memorable moment for me would be probably just about the whole episode, because there were so many nods to the comic book. I mean, the whole premise of it, Negan appearing at the gate and the conversations they have, right up until, I mean, spoiler alert, but if you're reading, that is.
Yeah.
Right up until the very end with the interaction with the bat, Negan's bat. I mean, those were great moments, and as an avid fan of the comic book, and just to see that transition onto screen really well was great.
So was it like panel by panel kind of recreation in some shots?
No, I don't think so. I think they got inventive in the episode. We know that Daryl's not in the comic books, so to have him in that episode mixed in with all that's going on was really inventive, and I thought they did well on that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
A memorable moment for me was a really short one, but it got me excited when Rosita found the spent bullet on the ground that I think matched her gun. The one that she found when they went to get the bike with Spencer.
Yep.
And she just took it to Eugene's door. And I was like, oh, they're going to make bullets.
Yeah. We know what's coming.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing to talk about in the show, and not only that, it was a bombshell that Rick drops.
Are you talking about the one he dropped to Michonne?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Talking
yeah.
about his daughter, right?
Yeah, no, not his daughter. That was going way back to season 2. We hadn't seen this character because he got killed, Shane. Rick admits on air for the first time that Judith is not his kid.
Biological daughter. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was hints of it, and I think they talk about it a little bit. There's a bit of dialogue between Laurie and Rick as well, right? But we don't actually get the ground level, this is what it is.
Yeah, and it was very poignant how he used it. He was talking to Michonne about you have to accept the current situation with Negan. You have to accept it like I've accepted.
This.
Yeah, Judith's not my kid, it's Shane.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're going episode 2 is The Kingdom, episode 3 was The Sanctuary, episode 4, Alexandria.
Yeah.
So are we going to see
Them next.
the
We've seen
Hilltop?
the Kingdom? Hilltop. Yeah, we haven't seen the Hilltop.
Yeah, because Maggie's there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and they kind of lied to Negan and said that Maggie got killed. So how's that going to play?
Yeah, I know. Like, once they go back to Alexandria and they see Maggie there, or if she goes back, I guess, like, yeah, what's going to happen?
I don't see why they could not just said that she ran off or something like that, because they've kind of put their foot in it with Negan a bit.
Yeah. Now they've got to play it safe with Maggie as well, and
then who knows what's going to happen in episode 7 and 8.
which will get us to the mid-season finale.
So, guys, do we have any last thoughts?
I'm loving this season. These slow episodes are building.
This season so far for slow episodes has been, for me, the best. Because it is building to something great. And just the little parts in between, the slow parts to develop the story, are great. They don't seem like too stretched out. They don't seem like they're missing anything. I think there's a lot going on. I mean, it's just a lot going on at a slow pace, if that makes sense.
I wouldn't mind if they stopped doing the self-contained episodes and kind of went from one place to another.
Yep. Because it kind of just felt like if you're reading a book, it was like one chapter, just like Alexandria, you know?
Warranted that the previous episodes have been great episodes.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I want to know what's going on here, and I want to know what's going on in the Sanctuary, and the Kingdom, and the Hilltop, and wherever else they're
You
going
want
to
to
be.
meanwhile,
Yeah,
back
yeah.
over here. And Walking Dead, the series doesn't tend to do that a lot, which is a little bit disappointing for a TV viewer. We're so used to that, but I think they somewhat pull it off.
JK, what's your thoughts?
I actually was thinking about this. And what would happen if Negan was assassinated? Who's going to, like, take charge of everything? You've got all these, like, hard asses. They're all going to be gunning for each other and say, no, I'm going to lead this group. You know, no, I'm going to lead this group. It's going to create some sort of, like...
Civil War.
Yeah, civil war. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I would say his right-hand man, Simon, he seems like a pretty strong character that could lead. But, yeah, that's the whole thing. Negan is ruling by fear.
He's a very impeding character.
So when Negan dies, the whole facade's probably going to fall down because people aren't going to say, I'm Negan anymore because Negan's dead. They go like, I'm Simon, Negan's right-hand man. Not going to happen.
It's not going to have the same impact that Negan left.
Unless they just keep calling themselves Negan, I guess. But
Maybe that's what we'll see moving forward in the show.
maybe.
We'll see an assassination attempt perhaps gone wrong. I mean, you know, TV has a way of replicating events in history, you know, or using those. So it could possibly be in a script.
We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Thanks, guys, for listening to our podcast. I've been your host, JK.
I've been Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
And give us a comment. Let us know what you think.